surely, and don't call me Shirley, but surely the mask has now fell for a lot of people. Or surely, if you explore this logically, the mask that the right-wing press wear, that they're for the working people, and they're down at the pub, and they're smoking the fags, and they're drinking a pint, and they look at the football, and it's just lip service to the working class, not working people. Don't make it. In fact, do whatever the fuck you want. I'm not falling into the trap of the sleight of hand, the change of language, that it's no longer the working class, it's now working people. Separating the fucking poor people, man. Anywho, surely the mask has failed that they're for the working people. Let's look at what the right-wing press are focusing on now, or have been since Keir Starmer has took charge, right? And see if you think this is for the working man, your average dude in the boozer, right? Just your average dude in the boozer. Right, so the press were up in arms about him bringing in the no-fault eviction law, you know, changing the laws or legislation a wee bit, favouring more the tenant than the landlord, right? So again, that's the old famous average upstairs, downstairs. I don't know if you get that analogy, i.e. the fucking servants and the fucking people who fucking pay the servants, you know? It's the haves and have-nots. So, that's one thing that the right-wing press focused on. So, why would they focus on something like that? Why would people who are for the working class, the people who are struggling to get by, never mind have a big portfolio of properties to let out, you know, right? Because they're all the upper middle class who have enough money, have enough capital to go and invest in properties, and these slight changes favour the tenants over the landlords, and the right-wing press favour landlords and big business. It's that simple. Another thing, recently, I've heard this morning, this is fresh off the fucking, this is fresh off the tree, and it's about this national insurance thing, whereas they're saying they went against the Labour Party are going against their manifesto, because they said they wouldn't increase national insurance, and they're talking about increasing national insurance contributions, but for the employer, not the employee. Again, changing things to favour the employee, not the employer, to favour the little man over the boss. And why are the right-wing press there? Why are they... And they call themselves independent journalists and all that, and it doesn't matter where you go. If you go to GB News, same talking points. Go to Talk, same talking points. Go to Talk Sport, any bit of politics they touch on, and it's all a bunch of football players, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, surprise, surprise, the BBC's left-leaning. Oh, surprise, surprise, a big bunch of fucking football players are a wee bit on the right of politics, you know what I mean? It makes perfect sense to me. It doesn't fucking bowl me over. Doesn't bamboozle me. So they're the things that they're focusing on. And Keir Starmer giving over-inflation wage rises to the fucking to the public services, and they're all out there like that. The private sector. So it's public service. It's the public sector over the private sector. That he's given the public sector over inflation wage rises, and they're moaning. Why are they moaning? Because they've got fucking private medical insurance. They've got portfolios. All the fucking talking heads on Talk, GB News. They've got political alliances. I don't know how they get away with it. I don't know how they can call GB News, and you get Nigel Farage, you get fucking Jacob Rees-Mogg, the demon headmaster. Alex, they moaned about Alex Salmon turning up on RT. Is he a Russian agent? And Alex Salmon just dropped out of commission. And the list goes on and on. George Galloway as well. These politicians shouldn't be let anywhere near television. Scandalous, man. They just get allowed to fucking propagandise people under the disguise, the veil, the mask of news. So is the right wing, hopefully the right wing press, with all the stuff they're focusing on, now that you have a left wing government who are doing what they're doing, agree, disagree, fair enough, man. I have my own personal opinions. That's not what I'm talking about. But the point I'm making is these chameleons, the talking heads, these so-called news channels out there, amongst all the other talking heads on the internet and stuff, and the social medias, and probably the Telegram. If I don't know, I don't touch base with that shit, man. And the things they're focusing on. You know what happened to everybody up in arms about the New World Order ULEZ zones and stuff like that, and it just gets wrapped up in a conspiracy, and they can't see it. It's like they can't come from a place of reason because they're getting wound up by big business who have a vested interest in keeping big oil going for as long as possible. And then again, you have that rebalancing of old money and the new money. You know, the new money's in electric vehicles. China's ahead of the game, flooding the market. There's all sorts of tariffs and barriers going up in the West right now because China's trying to take over that market. Anyway, so hopefully, and look, I understand this exists. I understand what the BBC is. I understand what GB News is. I understand what Talk TV is. What I don't understand is how people can still gobble that. In fact, I do understand it because I used to do the exact same thing myself. Okay, but what I'm trying to say is have a wee bit. Use your critical thinking and think about those channels. Who run them? Who's head of employment? They've got editorial stances. Why are they all talking and moaning and bitching and moaning about all the same things? Why do they all say the same sound bites at the same points? And then why do they all bounce on there and proclaim they're independent journalists and stuff? I mean, that Talk TV, is it Talk? They've got two presenters that used to be with UKIP and are now part of Reform, or at least one of them's part of Reform and stuff, you know, and they're still allowed to go on and broadcast. It might as well be a party political broadcast. And if it is a party political broadcast, there's rules and regulations in this country. That's why you get, now you'll get a party political broadcast from the fucking, I was trying to think, from We Make Rules for No Reason party, right? That's why you get that here in the UK. Those days are gone. Now you've got the fucking that wee gay doctor cunt. Can't he stop licking his turkey teeth 24/7? On Talk, Nigel Farage, Jacob Rees-Mogg. There's another wee woman who was a UKIP member. I think she even sat in the European Parliament at one point. And she a wiggly wobbly wabbit. A wiggly wobbly wabbit. Oh. Why do so many people who can't roll their R's get on TV? I don't know. Anywho, morning ran over. So the mask, the right wing press is for the normal man, the man on the street, the man and woman that's struggling to fucking get by right now is bullshit. It's all lip service to groom you to vote right wing fucking ways. And they understand playing politics, they can't get in unless they mobilise a good bit of the great unwashed to go and vote for them. And that's why they come up with all this. That's why Nigel Farage is sitting there smoking a fag, drinking a pint. You couldn't fucking try to make him look like a normal dude down the boozer. Fucking what boozers do you drink in, man? If you drink in the shitty of London, aye, maybe he's a normal geezer and fucking a few of the boozers with the fucking city boys, you know what I mean? But up my neck of the wood, man, there is no, there's no really like those sort of, there's no as many of those sort of places I would imagine as in the shitty of London. Get it? Got it. Good. Man, look at the day it is in Glasgow.